Today, we're diving into a fascinating concept, the law of grand nature. It's a universal principle that governs our lives, and it can really change the way we look at welfare, voluntary work, and even our personal struggles. Ever heard of it?
I've heard bits and pieces about it, but I never fully understood how it connects to everyday life. It sounds almost mystical, but I'm guessing it's something more practical, right?
Exactly. It's not about mysticism, but rather about understanding the interconnectedness of our actions and their consequences. The law suggests that nothing in life happens randomly. For example, when we volunteer or help others, we're not just helping them in a vacuum. There's a deeper lesson at play for us.
So the idea is that by helping others, we might also be learning something essential for our own growth. But it sounds like there's a danger in how we approach this.
Spot on. It's like this. If you volunteer without reflection, you're actually risking bringing some of the same struggles into your own life. Let's say you're helping someone who's in a difficult position. The law suggests that the more closely you connect with their situation, the closer you are to inviting that situation into your own life, unless you learn the right lessons from it.
Wait, so if I help someone who's, say, struggling with business failure, I could end up facing the same fate if I don't reflect properly on why they failed?
Exactly. The more direct your involvement, like hearing someone's personal story or seeing their failure firsthand, the closer you are to encountering a similar outcome. But the key is reflection. If you don't reflect on their situation and learn what went wrong, you could easily walk into the same problem yourself.
That's intense. So how do we avoid falling into this trap? Is there a way to help without risking the same fate?
Yes, the real shift comes when we stop viewing volunteering as just a way to give. Instead, it becomes a form of self-study. You learn by observing the people you're helping and understanding the mistakes they've made. Over time, you realize their flaws are the same ones you might have, and that's when true growth happens.
So it's like turning the situation into a mirror. You're not just offering help, you're also learning from their mistakes.
Exactly. And that's the new paradigm of welfare. Helping others doesn't mean just offering food or shelter. It means using that experience to reflect on your own life, your own behaviors, and your own flaws. If you do it right, you can positively impact society, not by blindly giving, but by teaching lessons learned from those experiences.
That's a huge shift. But what about when we see someone in need, like a homeless person? Should we just ignore them or take a different approach?
Good question. The law says that giving without wisdom can actually do more harm than good. For example, if a homeless person asks for food, giving them food without addressing the root cause only perpetuates the cycle. Instead, offer them a way to earn something for themselves. Teach them a lesson about work, about dignity.
That's pretty tough love. So if they're just begging for food, giving them food isn't really helping them break out of their situation?
Exactly. If you give them food, you're just enabling them to stay stuck in their situation. They'll become dependent on handouts instead of learning to stand on their own. The right approach is to help them find work, even if it's small. Show them that they can earn something themselves. That's how you break the cycle.
I get it. It's about teaching them to fish, not just giving them a fish. But I think this law might be hard for a lot of people to understand, especially when it comes to our own struggles. We tend to blame external factors for our difficulties, right?
That's the trap. Blaming others for our problems just makes things worse. The law teaches that we need to focus on ourselves first, on understanding how we've contributed to our own difficulties. Only by doing that can we start making real changes. When we stop blaming others, we open up the space to fix our own situation.
So the key to getting out of a difficult situation isn't necessarily trying to find a quick fix or blaming others, but rather adjusting our mindset and working with what we have.
Absolutely. The law is very practical. It's not about waiting for a windfall or expecting quick rewards. It's about understanding where you are right now and then working steadily with what you have. Whether it's a job that just covers your basics or a small step forward, it's all part of the process.
That sounds like slow progress, but it's more sustainable, right?
Exactly. The law says that gradual, steady improvement is the way out. You focus on earning what you need, not more than that. Once you're stable, the bigger opportunities will come naturally. It's about building trust, credibility, and self-sufficiency first, then everything else will follow.
It's a long road, but it sounds like a path that leads to more lasting change. This law really challenges how we view not just welfare, but our entire approach to life's difficulties.
It does, and it's a wake-up call for all of us. We have to be careful with how we interact with the struggles of others, and we need to understand that our actions today directly influence our tomorrow. Grand nature isn't punishing us, it's showing us a way to live more wisely.
So, in a way, everything we do has a ripple effect, and we should be conscious of what we're sending out into the world.
Exactly. If we approach life with that awareness, we can avoid a lot of unnecessary hardships and truly help others, not just by giving, but by teaching and learning from their experiences as well.
That's definitely something to think about. I'm sure many people will find this perspective on welfare and volunteering eye-opening.
I hope so. It's time we start seeing helping others as a way of helping ourselves too, by reflecting, learning, and evolving.